Alright, this is probably the last one. This is a 2002, I want to say, Ford Taurus SE sedan. They made these in wagons too. Don't see many of those anymore. These are even getting harder to find, so, you know. Again, this is kind of one of those cars from my childhood that was pretty much ubiquitous everywhere. I mean, some people liked them, some people hated them. I mean, I kind of have a soft spot for them. But anyway, this is another one of those cars my mom had. She had a little bit of a newer one because it had a different grille than this one has. Hers was an 07, or probably an 06, honestly. But it was titled as an 07. And this one kind of reminded me of it. I don't know why. We took a lot of road trips in that car. And a lot of good memories in it, really. And then we had to move and lost all our money and the car went away. Was it a great car? Honestly, for us at the time, it was probably one of the better cars my mom owned. It was actually one of the newest cars my mom owned at the time. And actually, it was my mom's newest car she ever owned. But yeah. So yeah, this is I want to say 02 Ford Taurus. It's finished in this nice shade of red. It's kind of fading away slowly. This one has it's an SE, not an SEL. It does have the spoiler though, which is kind of nice. There's the back of it. Anyone who ever wonders where I get all these car videos, it's usually here. I remember a test drove that back in the day. Anyway, the back seat is probably where I have the most memories of these cars. I did ride in the front seat a few times, but this one is one of those cars where I rode in the back of quite a bit. It's missing the window switch, so I guess you can't roll down the back window, but whatever. This thing's in really nice shape. It's nicer than it deserves to be, honestly. But usually I'd sit in this side, and my mom would be driving right there. I mean, it was a little bit newer, it had the newer style steering wheel, but otherwise this is pretty much identical to the car my mom had. Honestly, very strange sitting in the back of one of these again. Especially one this nice. Same identical interior. I don't remember if ours had the vents in the back. I do remember the cup holders though. Actually, I think ours had the center stack thing that would fold down, and it had cup holders in it. But yeah, a lot of nostalgia back here. Very strange. It's almost like my mom's sitting in the driver's seat. And ours didn't have that creaking old car syndrome. Carveritis, if you will. Does have the UAW sticker that's all faded. This isn't the same color as my mom's. My mom's was a burgundy one. I don't remember if hers had the spoiler though. It's got 134,000 miles on it, which is actually kind of low for a Ford Taurus. That's probably why this one's in such good shape. Even has a little airbag tag still here, which is kind of weird. Has the owner's book, but, well, the thing for the owner's book, but the book itself's missing. I think ours, no, it's pretty much identical to this on the inside. The only difference was the steering wheel was the newer style one, which, yeah, hers had the center mounted thing like this one does. I'm pretty sure hers was a V6 as well, because everybody at some point in their life had a V6 Taurus. The radio
Now,
does work. Air conditioning. Maybe. Rear defogger. Turn up the AC. I'm not sure if it has AC. Oh, wait a minute on that. Go look at the engine. I want to say it probably does, considering how nice this is, but you never know. And there you have it, the Vulcan V6. Tried and true. I mean, these things aren't fast, but they'll get you where you need to go. This thing runs pretty well too. The Ford Taurus as a whole it was an interesting car, really. It's the car that really saved Ford during the 80s. Because Ford, if you don't know it, was also in bankruptcy issues during the 80s. They were struggling just as much as Chrysler and GM. And they came up with the Ford Taurus in 1986. That is what initially saved Ford from bankruptcy. And they kept it going all the way up till on the original platform to this generation. They did make one after this on a Ford 500 based platform that came after this one. But this is the end of the original Taurus, if you will. Not the greatest send-off, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, boy. But yeah. Cup holders, center console, little thing to hide whatever, more thing to hide wherever. The car auxiliary port, which is where I used to put my DS charger, and I'd have it strung all the way to the back seat when I'd play my DS back there. Yeah, a lot of nostalgia with these cars. They're not the greatest things on earth, but they bring back some memories. But yeah. And I believe this was actually the same gauge cluster as the third gen Taurus, this is basically the same thing, just they restyled it a little bit. They gave it more of a conservative look. I like how it has the old Ford tag on it. That's kind of cool. But anyway, time to shut her down. And yeah, that's about it for the Ford Taurus. A bit of a nostalgia trip, if you will, too. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching my bit of a nostalgia trip with the Ford Taurus. Hope you enjoyed.